One of the wins from the file system name scrubbing I talked about in the last video is that it enables the simplification of automatically detecting whether a command line argument is a string or not. Serenum users will be familiar with needing to type efunde, which is cat, right? Efunde -u like this, where we have to put double quotes in order to signify that the -u is not a file we're trying to pass to the program, but is in fact a string. So for example, let's get a big file from here. This still works doing this sort of thing. We can run that command. We get a bunch of output. You could also notice that this is a lot faster than doing this on an old version of Serenum would be, because the code gen on the new compiler is just that much better. Anyway, now we can do, and this is what you couldn't do before. Oh, whoops. I can just put -u. And that works just the same. You couldn't do that before because, well, a file name could sort of be anything. I mean, in practice, that wasn't the case. But now that we explicitly scrub file names of these things, having a dash is not legal in a file name. The only acceptable way to name things, of course, if you want, a file name, is to have an underscore. We accept underscores, we accept dots as separators, but we don't accept dashes. So that means dashes, if we see a dash, the shell says, oh, there's a dash here as the first character. So this must be a string. And therefore, what was previously a manual step is now automated. And I think you'll find that this and other small fixes like it will make the system a lot more usable now. Of course, before the release comes out, I had to fix a myriad of small bugs and issues around the system. You can see, for example, it says that the program efunde exited normally and that the program crashed. That's because there's some new stuff. Yeah, we could talk about that actually. There's some new stuff with we now actually detect and differentiate between the program statuses. So a program can be still alive. It can have exited gracefully, exited gracefully with an error, and exited non-gracefully. So the reason you want to differentiate between these is that if, for example, if your compile doesn't work, then there's nothing wrong with the program itself. It's just your code that's wrong. Whilst if you triggered an assert in the program, you want to print that out, print a stack trace, and then crash in such a way that maybe a test system would be alerted. Hey, this was a crash. This is really bad. Somebody should pay attention to this. And that's differentiated from actually crashing by dereferencing a pointer, because then we'd get a printout of the big, crash segfault, which is quite a big display. You don't want that if there was an assert. You want to exit quietly with only a stack trace and the assert that did fail. This was added in service of being able to do and statements. So for example, if I want to run this program that we were doing, if I want to run this and then right afterwards I want to display the system RAM usage, which is a thing you can do now. There's a magic file in the sys directory. Actually, there's also program killed, which is different. Anyway, we will display a simpler file. I guess that there should be a build. Let's go build RV. This is I need to delete this because it's not used anymore. Anyway, oh, also there are nicer completes. It's been a long time coming. So, you know, if we have autocomplete there, we can, yeah, anyway. You can see with your eyes what I'm struggling to say with my words. If we look at this file, that works. If I want to run another command afterwards, I can do and. And in this case, it will actually fail because it says program crashed there. We'll have a counterexample in a moment. So, for example, if I display, oh yeah, so this isn't running right now because I need to fix that thing. If running the compiler doesn't fail in this way though, so we can go into here and say, let's compile Efunde. And I need to make, oh, what am I doing? Run me, this needs to be mutable. Standard prog /Efunde. So let's imagine I wanted to build and then run this program, right? As is pretty common. You want to do that as one command. But you don't want the run to happen should the build have failed. And so we put and run me.pb, say -u itself, right? We can say we're going to compile the program and then run it if it succeeded. There we go. You can see that worked. To demonstrate if it fails, we could say, you know, edit the source code with mutable. And, you know, we'll just put some junk. No, we won't put some junk there. We'll actually put it in here. If I save that, if we try to run the same thing again, we get program errored, and we didn't run the program. Anyway, these fixes and many more coming in the new Serenum release, out as soon as I'm done with it, which will be soon, hopefully.